Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Overdrive. Now today's video is slightly different from the norm. Usually I like to do a pack review. Usually two things that I like to do for a tri-series event in Top Drives are two separate videos surrounding that event. One being the prize car autobiography, which I've already done so for the Bugatti Divo, and the other one is the pack review. Now, usually the pack review, I would open tier list maker, and we'd be looking at every car that we can get from the pack, and I'll be judging how useful the cars are in two different standpoints. How useful they're going to be in a general standpoint, and how useful they're going to be in this event as a standalone thing. The reason why I'm not doing tier lists today and doing something a little bit different is because I'm just really busy and this pack is not worth my time. If you want the long story short, this pack is a waste of money and it's not worth my time. Here's the thing, right? So there are, if you filter by ultra rares and above, there are 54 from American Overdrive and there are 72 from JPT. So in total that brings us to over, I believe, 120 cars that you can get from this pack. And from an event where the Borrego is so freaking useful, the odds of actually getting the Borrego is also ridiculously small. Where I feel like there needs to be a certain threshold, right? Some people might want to open the pack because they feel hopeful, like there's a chance that they can get a game-changing car. But in this case, I feel like the car pool is way too big, where if you feel hopeful still that you can get a Borrego from this pack, you're literally almost 100% delusional at this point. The odds are so far against your favor, it's not even worth opening the pack, in my opinion. Ironically, I might open one at the end of this video, but that's just for content's sake. If I wasn't recording a video, you bet your ass I wouldn't have opened it, right? So another reason why I'm not going on tier list today for this is because obviously I used to take all my images from Top Drives Club. I would save those images, put them in tier list maker, and then I'll do the video. Here's the issue though, two problems that I've encountered since. Top Drive Clubs runs a lot slower now than it used to, so saving one photo takes way longer than it used to back in the day. Another thing is that you might have realized in some of my newer, well not newer, but I guess in some of my recent videos, you would always realize that I miss out one car or two cars. Like for example, I think Coast to Coast, I think I missed out, or was it Heavy Metal? I missed out a Porsche Panamera and everyone was pointing that out. It's not a good look on me as well, right? But unfortunately, like I save all the photos from the website. So if the website forgets something, then I forget it too. I mean, obviously I could proof check next time, I could proof check better, but anyway, I moved on. So the past couple of the videos where I've done prize reviews, or pack reviews rather, I would take individual screenshots. Like literally I'll just take individual screenshots from in the game. So I'll just take like the Escalade, take a screenshot on my iPad, crop it, and then go for the next one, take a screenshot, crop it. And I just felt like I didn't have I wasn't bothered to take 120 screenshots of cars that are predominantly shit. So let's talk about the pack, but we'll do it in game. And we're gonna start off with the main instigator of what brings the bullshit. It's JPT with their 4-wheel drive non-prize cars, right? You need to remember that on the track set side of things, there are 3 off-road, right? There are 3 off-road, but the majority of the cars here are performance all surface. Really, I mean, I think there's one track side of gravel. We'll talk about the track sets later because it's a mess as well and it really pisses me off. But there are 4 off-road tire cars that you can get from this pack. Only 2 of which are ultra rare and above. And I think only the Bluebird is the only car that might actually give you a chance at winning the Devo. So yeah, there's just a lot of crap that I just didn't want to review. So basically in terms of like how useful cars are in the final, everything besides the Bluebird and the Nissan GTR is not worth talking about. The Egoist might be okay as a second calling to the GTR, like a substitute. You might make the Subaru Impreza Cosworth work because there's a City Street medium track set, right? Just 1 out of 4, but like I said, we'll get to the messy tracks in a bit. But look at all this garbage, right? So if I made a tier list video, all of this would literally just fall in, go see a doctor / hot garbage / bro, they made it the only option, right? Like everything here is just filler. filler. And that's the main issue about Child Drives. I feel like I'm losing a lot of passion for the game. American Overdrive did, like, it was a little bit of like a defibrillator, right? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know how to say that word. It's a very long word. Defibrillator. But anyway, like, my passion for Child Drives was already, like, kind of dying out before American Overdrive. American Overdrive zapped it back in because there's a bunch of American cars. I fucking loved it, right? I hated ENW. But now it's kind of like, damn. You know, now that the American Overdrive hype is over and I've already collected a lot of the best cars of that update, you kind of realize that everything that was bad about the game that was before American Overdrive is still here. So many cars are useless now. So many cars are useless now. Think about it. You're not going to be using any of these Subarus in the final. You're not. You're just not. Like, even if you use it, you're not going to win anything with it, right? And then even the all-surface tire cars, like I said, there's a lot of all-surface. Okay, the Infinity FX45, I'll give this a little bit of credit. It can get you some form of value. And I'm not going to really attack the Jerry's anymore because at least now we know that in the next 3 months, Hutch is going to do something about, you know, rarity changes, making them more dynamic and giving people, I guess, closure and confidence to upgrade 65s because we know that at least if it moves down, we get the tokens back. And perhaps with the system that we saw in yesterday's roadmap, that, you know, rarity changes might be more frequent now that there's a system in place for tokens to give out to players, right? So I'm not going to harp on Jerry's too much anymore. So the Infinity FX35, if you have it, I'll fully upgrade it for the final, sure. But what annoys me is that the majority of these cars are freaking useless. Let's say I open a pack, okay? So I like I told you, I got the prelims, right? I got top 10 in the prelims. I got an epic. And I guess the way the game should be designed is that when you get an epic, the player should feel rewarded, happy, and excited. Wow, we got something of a higher range, right? I got the Subaru Impreza WRX version 3. It's a fantastic car. It's a gorgeous car in real life, but in Top Drives, it's bloody useless. I feel so dead getting epics from carbon fibers and ceramics now, where it also affects me and my channel because I post less 1 mil openings and I stream less because there's not enough incentive for me to open packs anymore because so many cars are just so useless. Again, like, what's the point? You can open every single pack for this final and get nothing but epics. But if those epics are not the Bluebird, the Borrego, or the Infinity FX45, you can kiss your ass goodbye. And what makes this pack even worse is that all these, you know, epic Subarus, they're useless. I'm sorry, chickens, if you're watching, by the way. But like, I love these cars in real life. Okay, they're cool. I like Subaru in real life, but in the game, come on, man. Like, in the final, these cars are all useless already, right? Where's the silver lining? Are they at least useful outside the final? The answer is no. They're not. Everything here is garbage all the way up to like 79. You know, when you get yourself up to maybe the WRX S208, the S209, the RA-RVAB, and definitely the Impreza Cosworth, these cars are fantastic. But that's like 4 epics out of how many? 33, and that's from one half of the pack, right? So we get rid of JPT. Let's go into American Overdrive. Let's talk American Overdrive as well. Only 4-wheel drive. I think many people can argue that if you filter American Overdrive by 4-wheel drive only, you're getting the worst half of the update, as opposed to if you filter American Overdrive by rear-wheel drive only. You get better cars, you get more performance tire Corvettes, you know, things that people want to collect. Things like this, Buicks, all... Let's not forget, American Overdrive is filled with Ulteriors that are 4-wheel drive, mostly all surface tires and off-road tires, right? The off-road tire cars are still pretty cool. Like, I wouldn't mind unpacking, you know, these. Honestly, I would pass on these bottom 3 because I already have them, and I know from experience of owning them that they've not brought me any value. This thing almost costed me the Koenigsegg Yamera, for crying out loud. This was like a target on my back, basically having it in the hand. But on the upper echelon of stuff, like I would say from the Silverado all the way to the Borrego, I'd be happy with getting those cars, right? But look at the ratio again, right? You got 9 off-roaders, you got 26 all-surface tire cars, all of which every car here is useless for the final besides the Escalade V. The Escalade V is the only one. Maybe some people might argue that the IQ is a great substitute to the Escalade V, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be winning the prize car of the Escalade IQ because so many people probably have this because A, the Koenigsegg Yamera final happened. A lot of people are going to get the Escalade V. B, there was that RQ 65 to 69 pack that most players would be able to get, you know, if you finish American Overdrive Trials, where this was a pretty high chance. There was a pretty high chance of dropping the Escalade V. I dropped one. I have 2 of them, right? So yeah, all of this All this, Buick Envision, Chevrolet Traverse, Durango is terrible. What I hate about this pack, I know that this is supposed to be pack review turning into a rant, is that this update, and the problem is four-wheel drive. The problem goes down to just the fact four-wheel drive exists, and also the tire exists, and it's just that I feel like this final is a combination of two of the worst things of these two updates. People didn't like American Overdrive because it was filled with, trucks and all surface tire crap. And that's exactly what you need to use for this final. Well, that's exactly what you need to use in quotation marks. They're not going to be useful in the final, right? It's just that it's things that you are going to unpack. If you want to compete in the final, these are cars that you're going to get, because you're going to be opening the packs, right? And these are cars that you're just going to get. It's not like they're going to help you. You're just going to get them because you're looking for like 5 cars. And these are the worst thing about American Overdrive, like I said, is all the all-surface tire shit. JPT, the worst thing was all the Subaru shit as well. Sorry chickens. The high-end Subaru stuff is nice, but I think most people can agree that people really like JPT for like the Nissans, I think, right? Or maybe the Suzukis. But yeah, like the Hayabusas and stuff like that. But this is just all terrible. Like, why would I ever want to review a pack like this? The majority of things is just going to be bottom tier. Like, it's just going to be trash. Trash in an, in a tri-series standpoint, trash in a general standpoint as well. And it's really frustrating because it feels like the last couple of packs that I've all reviewed, whether it's Coast to Close, Heavy Metal, Desperados are coming up, they're all freaking terrible. They're all bad. And the problem is, right, this is going to continue until Hutch finally understands how to make every car truly useful, right? So look at the Bugatti Divo final track info, for example, right? You got dirt, 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 you got dirt mixed gravel, you've got gravel, gravel, and then you've got snow, snow, ice. Look, I love how that there is a little bit of gravel in there, right? Hairpin gravel might favor all-surface tires a little bit more. Twisty road gravel definitely going to favor all-surface tires a little bit more. 0 to 120 gravel is not going to favor all-surface tires a little bit more. The best car on that is going to be a maxed-out Draco. But everything else, the ice and the snow, that's all going to be off-road territory. And the problem is, off-roads tire cars are just way more important than gravel. More important than all-surface tire cars. For example, if it was a gravel situation, my off-roader might lose by 50, maybe a little more than 50 against an all-surface tire, okay? But less than 100 points. But in a dirt or definitely a snow scenario, my off-roader is going to beat an all-surface tire car by like 100 points or even more, big points. In the grand scheme of things, even if you have half of the track sets as gravel, if the other half is snow or dirt, off-roaders are still going to reign supreme. Another thing I guess is that this, yes, shut up Siri. Another thing is here, I get hill climb Escalade is going to be good at. We'll look at Top Drive's records later, but the thing is, right, if you really wanted the bulk of cars to be useful, which is what I would recommend because it would lead people to opening packs, you kind of need to go gravel everywhere. You need 100% gravel. You need to make it so using off-road tires is actually bad. Like, it's actually something that people wouldn't want to use. And it's fine if you want people to use off-road tires, just don't expect people to open a pack like this when the majority of the cars that you can get are all-surface tires. It's just, all of it is just counterintuitive towards the player. Why would you want to open this, right? So we're going to Top Drive's records real quick. Again, I hate these kind of track sets, but they're just going to happen. I can complain about them over and over and over, but Hutch will not listen. They will still release these. And to be fair, at least some people, like Sofani, for example, he actually likes these kind of track sets where everything is just a mess. Like, for example, right? Every track set is pretty decent to use a Draco, right? A Draco, like, okay, let's look at the bottom 3 track sets for a second. Draco is fantastic on mountain incline road. The Draco is fantastic on the 0 to 120. The Draco is also pretty okay. Okay, actually no, not on this track. So this track, so the Draco is nowhere to be found. Maybe like, yeah, somewhere here on Twisty Road, right? And on these 3 track sets, you would say that you would also want to use a Draco and a Nissan GTR. Here you use a GTR, and then some people might be even able to use the Cadillac Era as a little, bogey car, right? Here you can use the Draco and GTR. Here you can use the Draco GTR. If you use the Draco and GTR, right, then what are you going to do on this track set? So you're going to definitely put a low ground clearance car in city streets small. Then you're putting your other performance tire car on like a dirt track set. which means that another player with no legendaries would be able to slap the hell out of your hand if they get this track set. And the thing is, there's no system in place. It's not like race 1 is always going to be track set 1, race 2 is always going to be track set 2, race 3 is always going to be track set 3. What if you were in a scenario when there's only 10 minutes left in the final, you've got the best possible hand for maybe, you know, track set 2, 3, and 4, or maybe 2 and 3, basically max out Draco, max out GTR, but all you get is track set 1, because that can happen. You get track set 1 over and over and over 3 times in a row, and there's nothing you can do about it. That helpless feeling that you have, that you're just, oh, I guess I'm just gonna lose then, you know? Like, I'm just gonna put, you know, my low ground clearance car in seriously small, and another performance tire car, and like dual Gabs back roads or something, right? Same thing for the off-road situation, right? So let's look at the gravel. So we've got gravel, twisty road over here. The best car possible is going to be the Infiniti FX45, which is nice. The Infiniti FX45 will win, but if I was running a Borrego, or if I was even running a Nissan Bluebird, I would only lose by 50. Let's swap that around, okay? Let's swap that around and let's go to dirt, for example. Let's look at the difference over here. Using the Borrego, I lose by 50. I mean, let's say that I was using an Infiniti. I come up against a Borrego. The Borrego, if I'm winning an Infiniti, for example, and it's twisty road gravel, I will win, and the Borrego loses by 50. But if I was using Infiniti and I came up against a Borrego on twisty road, dirt, the Borrego wins, will I lose by 50? No. Where is the Infiniti even? It's not even, is it even on, it will lose by 61. Okay, so it's not that bad, but it will still lose by 61. So, I mean, most people would just go for the Borrego. Borrego is just a smarter option to use. It loses by 50. You know, in situations like this, the Borrego is still better to use because you can use it and get a draw. If I was using the Infiniti, I might not be able to get a draw because that extra 11 points that it loses by might be the make or break scenario, which usually tends to be the case in, you know, the top 10, in like the high range, right? For a slalom, let's have a look. Borrego, all right, does the Infiniti lose by 50? No. Where is the Infiniti even? Where is the Infiniti? I don't even see it on the list. I might have overshot it, but like I don't see it. We already see things like the 323 all-surface tires Cadillac losing by 87, sorry. Infiniti isn't even on here, but you won't lose by 50. It's just better to use the Borrego. So, you know, on this kind of track set, even though it's better to use the Borrego, you might encounter someone that is just using the Infiniti. Like, what the hell is this track set actually? Like, so I would put maybe I don't even know. I guess I would put the Cadillac Escalade on 0 to 120, and I would keep the Draco on twisty road or twisty circuit, perhaps. It's just a mess. Like, I don't even know what to even run. You got the Escalade, which is decent on some track sets. So the Escalade, let's say I was running an Escalade. Let's say that I was running a 332 Escalade, which I don't even have. I have a 323 Escalade, because that's what we were forced to use, right? For the Koenigsegg final. It'll be the best for dirt hill climb, and maybe the best for hill climb snow. Yeah, so it'll be best on 2 of the track sets. It'll be decent on the 0 to 120. It'll definitely beat a Borrego on the 0 to 120. But where am I going to use the Escalade on track set number 2? Like, I guess Forest River Crossing is the best place that I can put it in, right? I'll also be using the Bluebird, and in my scenario, I'll be using 2 Escalades, so, you know, 2 Escalades here. Can I use 2 Escalades on track set 3? Not really. It'll be decent on 0 to 120, but it's not going to be good on Twisty Road or Frozen Lake. The Escalades are going to get destroyed here. I mean, this one's getting down. I mean, loses by 50 is not too bad, I guess. This one over here, you got half mile, you got a quarter mile. Okay, Escalade, double Escalade goes here. Double Escalade on the first track set doesn't really seem to work, right? You got Twisty Road Dirt for Slalom. Escalade's not going to do well on this one as well. It's a mess. It's just a mess, and I don't even know what to run. I mean, I guess maybe 1 to Draco, right? So I need to get rid of everything here. I guess I'm running something like this, and then if I throw in JPT, because I don't have the Borrego, which also pisses me off that they actually gave out the freaking Borrego for once. Like, for once, the only time where I don't care about the qualifiers is the only time where the tier 1 prize car actually makes a difference in something. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, probably this is the hand. It might be a little bit better if I had a second Borrego. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a mess. The pack isn't even worth opening. Like I said, I'm gonna open one for content's sake, but I would never ask anyone else to open it. Pre-1990s American Overdrive carbon fiber. Wait a minute, this pack actually might be better to open. I kind of want to check out what the pull is. American older drives. Yeah, let's have a look at this. This might actually be cooler. Because the ultra rares might be very niche. Yeah, so if I open this pack, I'm literally getting 3 ultra rares, right? That's a prize card, 2 ultra rares. So I'm either getting a Corvette Stingray Racer or that, and then for epics, there's only 1 epic to get, is the serve. And then for legends, this is a pretty good pack to get a IMSA GTO. That's pretty decent. It's also a 100% chance of getting the Dodge Intrepid, which is a card that I've been looking for quite some time. Yeah, let's open that pack. I'm actually interested. Yeah, we might even open the final pack. It's not even worth it, buddy. This pack is interesting, actually. Where is it again? Yeah, the pre-1990s. Let's do it. I mean, I will definitely get. I'm guaranteed to get one Intrepid, unless I get double ultra, which is gonna suck. Come on, Intrepid. Yes. Okay, I wanted that. Okay, I'm really happy with that. All right, next, let's go. IMSA. Oh, take that too. You know what? That pack was great. That pack was freaking great. We'll do one. We'll do one of these. Please don't do this at home. Please don't do this at home. It's probably gonna be some stupid Subaru. I want it to be bad because if it's something good, then it kind of just overrides everything I just said in today's video. Navigator, Impreza, trash. Just like that. 1,599 gold waste just like that. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Yeah. Be like that. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got it, jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got it, jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight all night, cruise to Jacksonville
Atlantic.
Blonde hair, don't care, look like Leslie